Hello everyone, this is Twins on Wheels. Welcome to another one of our videos. And today we want to speak to you about what we see in today's world and why does it still have to be allowed. We go daily, we see things on the news, like, or we go out in the community and we wonder why in a country so as developed and modern like the one we live in, why do we see people who don't have homes or homelessness in the street? Or why do we have politicians who we know it's been on the news, Alberta, that they haven't done things the right way? How can we vote for a president or someone in office when we know they've been using misconduct, Alberta, or abusing women, or abusing their power because they have money? Or why is because of their position does everything need to be hidden and not said? And why is it, and when we think about it, Alberta, we put things into perspective and we realize that it's mainly because we as a society are taught, we think many members of society think they have to stay quiet, Alberta, and they don't have to say anything. And a lot of political and a lot of positions think that because you speak up, you will lose your job or lose your position. And we want to remind everyone that we're not political, but this is why we want to bring things to light. Why should it have to be that a woman should be abused by a man because the man has money? We all know that if we did that, if you and I did that, Alberta, we would be in jail. We would be being sued. The law would apply to us. But why, when you're in the public eye, or you're a politician, or in any, it doesn't have to be because you're a president. It could be any type of job. Why? Because you have a position, you have the right to abuse and cover up. And that's, no one has the right, and no one is above the law. And this is why, Alberta, we admire somebody like Nayib Bukele, because the president of El Salvador, because he doesn't use politicism. He does things for the public and does it the way God wants it to be. Yes, so far as we know from what we can see, he does things fair and without a personal interest. It's very sad to know that we live in, it's already 2024 that things are as modern as they are, and we drive around with Mom and we see people who don't have somewhere to live in the cold asking for help because they don't have where to live. Why is it that we live in the world that we are today and we forget that instead of spending where we don't need to spend, it could be somewhere else, right, Alberto?
Yes, and this is the way God wants it to be. Everybody should be treated with respect, and everybody does not have to be afraid to be open with themselves.
It is okay to be different. It is okay to think differently. What's not okay is to live in a modern society and think that this should be allowed. We wanted to make this video, Alberto, because we want to open eyes and we want to show people that we know where we're coming from.
And there have been a lot of things on the news where people say what they feel and they get fired for doing so.
Everyone should be entitled to their own opinion, and we want to bring to light that we are thankful that we were raised by a mother who taught us that everyone should be treated equally. And we wanted to make this video because it bothers us to see that we live in a modern society who doesn't.
Why? If we have a candidate for president, he is allowed to disrespect women and get away with it just because you have a position.
And money doesn't buy any excuses. Doesn't matter whether you're poor, you're rich, the law applies to everyone. And we're not going to say any names, but everyone who watches the news knows who we're talking about. It's all public information. And it is
who was found guilty and had to pay a lot of millions. And that is what is covered up all the time. If we don't speak out, everything is going to always be covered up.
And who had lawyers falsely document things that were not right, and we see this daily, and we don't understand how in a modern country how that's democracy or how that should be allowed, Alberta,
or erased and never to be heard of again. There's a lot of people that want to say how they feel but can't because they're afraid of losing their job.
And it shouldn't be that way, and that's why when we think of everything that goes on, it reminds us of how of Nayib Bukele, Alberto, and how he is, as far as we can see, he is genuine and he's very familistic. He's a family man and he does everything from the heart.
He always reminded people that he did not get into political to do political. He just did it for the people. He just did it because he saw what was happening.
He did it because he wants to do the right thing, and he wants.
And that's what his parents showed him.
And that's how it should be worldwide. That's why we want to give it up to Nayib Bukele. And I think we also learned, Alberto, that he knows 3 languages: Spanish, English, and I think Arabic. And we are very amazed to see that many countries in Latin America and even here wish to have a president like Nayib Bukele. Let's open our eyes, everyone. Let's do things the right way.
Let's change the way everything is viewed in the world.
Let's change the way we think. A woman has the same right that a man has. Not a man or not a woman should abuse either or. It goes both ways. And money does not buy anything to cover up. Because Mom has always taught us, Alberto, that we can do whatever we do down here on earth.
But God is always watching.
And He always knows the truth, even if it doesn't come to light. Even when we hear about church, Alberto, we know that the way everyone wants to run the church is not the way God envisioned it to be. So let's open our eyes, everyone.
And let us change the curriculum of how everything is run.
Let's change the way we see things. Let's try to be loving. Let's be open-minded. And let's understand each other.
With this, we want to say, to God bless you all, and we love you, and thank you for supporting us, and continue to subscribe and like our videos.
Your support helps our channel grow stronger. Thank you, and God bless you all.